Hello, welcome to Ring Takes here. We're on the road to WrestleMania, and with that, we have a special guest with us. We have Wrestling Spotlight's own wrestling legend, Sonny the Man Eagle Cain, coming to join us on our road to WrestleMania. So he'll be joining us for the next couple shows and the recap of WrestleMania. So he's joining us. We're going to be getting into the road to WrestleMania here, WWE, and the booking, which has been questionable at best. We'll get into that. Join us.
One, two, oh my God, so close. He kicked out. He kicked out. He kicked.
Okay, everything's going haywire here, but we're here. Episode 143 here, on the road to WrestleMania 42. We got Wrestling Spotlight's own Sonny the Man Eagle Cain with us. Thank you for joining us, Sonny, of course, with Brian and Lewis. I'm Daniel. We were on Wrestling Spotlight last week. Check that out when it's going to be up. We were with Gerald Bentley and Sonny Cain, but we also had Main Event Mamas. They joined us. It was nice to meet up with them. Looking forward to doing that again down the road. But we're on the road to WrestleMania 42 here. Lots of stuff going on. Before last week, we had 6 matches, and we're like, where's the card? There's 2 nights. Now we have 12 matches out of nowhere. Within a week, we have 12 matches joining up. But there's a lot of confusion, at least for me, and we've been talking a little bit in the chat and stuff like that, how they've just thrown this card together, and we're 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out from WrestleMania 42. And the booking at best has been questionable. Obviously, for me, I'm just going to say it right off the bat. I feel like everything is just being set up by a big brawl. Obviously, we got CM Punk and Roman Reigns. It looks like they're just going to do wash, rinse, repeat weekly. It looks like that's the only thing they can do, which I don't agree with. On the SmackDown side of things, we have Cody Rhodes and Randy coming to blows finally, so at least we got some intensity with that. We have a whole thing with Stephanie McMahon returning. I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about that. Trick Williams and Sami Zayn. The decision to put the United States title on him randomly out of nowhere. I don't know why they did that. There's a lot of stuff going on, but let's start with. I guess we can lean into this. I guess we can start with the Randy Orton heel turn. It seems like Matt Cardona has been his muse to get over this heel turn, and it's not working with the fans in terms of getting that heat. Everyone is cheering Randy Orton left and right in that situation.
Well, we don't know anything much about Matt, so I mean, how can you get behind a guy you don't know it all about?
Let alone who loses all the time, who looks like a joke all the time. Yeah. I did like the touch with him punching Randy with the mic. Was like, okay, they finally made him stand up to him and do a little bit of something. But so much of this has been so random to me, to the point even on Monday Night Raw this week, they threw in Stephanie McMahon to kind of be the motivator for Cody Rhodes. But what do you guys make of this whole situation in terms of Randy Orton's heel turn, the introduction of Stephanie McMahon, etc.?
I like the heel turn of Randy Orton. I didn't think we were going to have 2 babies facing each other at WrestleMania, and that's the road that we were going down for a short time, which would have made history at WrestleMania. But when he finally turned, I actually put a tweet out on X that said, had Paul Heyman been available that week, it could have been Cody Rhodes who may have turned heel, because for a year now we've had this back and forth with Cody and Paul, Mr. Heyman, Mr. Rhodes, and where's that story going? I mean, nobody's really checking that off yet as being the full story of those two people. But the Stephanie McMahon and Cody Rhodes interview I thought was spectacular. I thought it was the greatest thing leading up to WrestleMania that they could have done. And that is one of those times when they give you a basic storyline to go off of, but not everything is scripted in it. The 2 play off of each other. And I don't think for a minute there Stephanie McMahon really knew what the 2 words were going to be from Cody. So until he mumbled thank you. But what I'm confused about is why they've not done WrestleMania like they did Starrcade back in the old NWA days. During the months leading up to Starrcade, guys, we had 6 months, Brian, of getting a match from a match and storytelling and all of that. You had contract signings. You had out the parking lot brawls between the Horsemen and Dusty Rhodes, telling the story of why they were coming together at Starrcade and different things. You had the $1 million match. I mean, you had all these interesting rivals and feuds that were going to come to a head during Starrcade. And WrestleMania, in my professional opinion, and years watching as a fan, 51 at least, they've not done that during this WrestleMania. And to me, it's taken the heat away from it. They finally have given us 12 matches, but look how long it took them to get there. Mm-hmm. So I don't know about this one.
I think to just respond to that, I think in this day and age, there's just one too many events in terms of getting there. So everything has to have a quick story there, as we've talked about it. How it'll be a week, you have a PLE, and then another week you have a PLE. 2 weeks later, there's no time to build these stories, and I think WWE
about 4 times a year. So and then you had room to run, but
and then you can use weekly television to build up into the next event. I think the issue is now, especially with WrestleMania, you have the Royal Rumble, which is supposed to be one story. And then you have Elimination Chamber the next month setting up another story. And it's like, those are too quickly behind each other. Maybe there's just not enough runway where, at least even with the brand split early on, we used to get a Royal Rumble winner. Okay, we know they're going to Raw or SmackDown to challenge. Then that would set up the other guys on the other show. Hey, I want a chance to challenge you. They didn't pick you. you know, and you can actually have some type of storyline heading into the WrestleMania. Now it's kind of like, boom, it happens at Elimination Chamber. We still might not know who the other guy's picking and stuff like that. And then it just kind of I think it's just timing with everything. Everything happens too quick and too fast now. And maybe that's WWE booking themselves into a corner. But let me get you guys' thoughts on the Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes situation.
Well, you would have thought that they would have learned from last year that when you have a stalwart or an established talent that's been with the company for a number of years, who has a track record and who's now just regarded as a legendary figure within the company, that you're not going to easily get the fans to turn on. You're not going to get the fans to turn on him that easily. And this is the second year in a row that we're dealing with this. Now, I get it. Last year with John Cena, there was the mystery of what a heel John Cena would look like in this era. But what's the one thing I've always said about Randy Orton when we talked about like his booking when it came to matches? I've said Randy Orton is established. Randy Orton is at the point right now where a loss doesn't hurt him. And I actually did some research earlier. Like, Randy Orton hasn't been world champion, I believe, since the pandemic. And we're talking maybe now going on like 4 or 5 years because he was out for a year and a half with that back injury. But
like
there's general. Yes,
19,
I mean 2021, something like that. So there's general interest in Randy Orton being champion again. Hence why the crowd is not playing Boo Boo the Fool and booing him. And we've also gotten to a point where Cody Rhodes, where it's getting very, very stale now. But people are tired of Cody's perceived booking as the QB1 with the company. And I don't know about you guys, but using Matt Cardona as kind of like the catalyst to try to get people to turn on Randy Orton, that's just a shitty idea. Because first of all, number one, this WWE audience, they don't know who Matt Cardona is. They know who Zack Ryder is. They don't know who the fuck Matt Cardona is. But at the same time, and since Matt Cardona has come back, Matt Cardona has been getting booked like his name is still Zack Ryder, honestly, with the way things have looked recently anyway. So, and like Daniel, like you said off the air, I mean, every story that we've had going into WrestleMania has all been revolved around just brawling, just an in-ring segment and just brawls. Now with this one, I mean, the initial brawl with Cody and Randy to turn the heel was very, very impactful. But that's been the only positive point so far within this story. I mean, like I said, everybody wants to see we all want to see Randy Orton win number 15. That in of itself is a very intriguing story. It's almost very similar to when Cody was going after his first one. I mean, when an established talent hasn't been at the top for a long period of time, because Randy Orton has largely been out of the title picture ever since he's been back. I mean, you really think about it. I mean, he's either been in the mid card, or he's in another feud, or this is actually the very first time this year where he's going back after the world title, and it's actually been a story that people are behind. So the fact that we see these reports about them saying that they knew ahead of time that the crowd was going to be cheering for him. I don't necessarily believe that, but if you knew that, then why
would you book it that way?
Exactly. Why is the booking reflective? Of that? So, like I said, I've been very disappointed so far. I'm almost at the point where Randy Orton should just go over at WrestleMania. Hell, I would even go as far as to say, treat this match like Stone Cold and Bret Hart from WrestleMania 13 and do a double turn. I mean, that would be impressive. That would be unique. If it's going to main event night one, what a better way to go off the air with a double turn or something like a Randy Orton winning, or then Cody Rhodes doing something, or something along those lines. Because right now, the way it's looking right now, if Randy Orton doesn't walk out with the title, I mean, the crowd is going to be booing this main event at the very end, just based upon the booking that we've seen so far.
Yeah, you guys kind of touched on some of the stuff I was already going to say. I mean, like, I was excited for the Randy heel turn. I thought it was perfect for, what he did, and, obviously be the heel in this feud with him and Cody. But like Brian said, it's like people right now, and I just because I've been seeing it so much, I think it's ridiculous that people, like, Cody's been in the company for what, 3 or 4 years now?
He came back in 2022, so now we're going on 4 years.
Yeah. And to say that, just because he's been on top, that now we're sick of him and blah, 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 all this and this and that. I think it's kind of crazy, but I mean, at the same time, we're in a new era. We're in a new fandom of people who, want things changed every month or every week or whatever, because we've come from the eras where Triple H had multiple runs with the damn title. Cena had long ass runs with the titles, and it's just like, these don't even compare to what Cody has done, So to say we're already sick of him, I think it's crazy, but I think it just shows the attention span that people have at this point. I mean, we've all commented too, like, we want something else. But to say that it's the worst in history or whatever, I think it's crazy. But in this feud, it's like Brian said, it's like he's too established and he's too loved right now. It doesn't matter what he does. He could do the most heinous. He could kick a baby, and people will be like, "Oh my God, look at this!" And then we're like, "Yeah," it's like whatever he does to Cody Rhodes right now, they're gonna cheer their asses off, because, like you all just said, that we want to change. We want Randy. We love Randy. I mean, Randy has been just coasting these past few years, just like, hey, I'm towards the end, but I look great. He looks amazing. He still can go in the ring. But like Brian said, it's like, now that he's really going after the title, we want to see that, So with that, I'm just like, and the whole Matt Cardona thing, it's true. It's like, he was supposed to come back as like, I thought it was crazy that he came back as Zack Ryder in the beginning, and then we got the change and everything. But it's like, what is it with people coming back or these changes and they just amount to nothing? Or we're just back to, a prime example, Natty. We got Natty. We're clamoring for it, nothing. We got Matt Cardona, the indie, champ and GCW deathmatch guy, and we get nothing.
Rusev.
And I get that this is also just TV time for him, and I guess more exposure, but it's like, sheesh, at least have him go after the U.S. title or something. Like, come on, like, you can't be bringing people back and you kind of use him as a jobber, basically, just to push a story, which I get. Matt Cardona is from that time of Randy and Cody and all them coming up and everything, but it's just like, But at this point, I'm just ready for Randy to win. If Cody does win, it has to be some type of heel turn. He either has to have some help. He either has to, because again, I guess kind of hypocritical, but I am ready for a change because it's like we can't just keep doing this baby face Cody. If we're gonna keep him champ, we need another side of him, or just something that's actually gonna get us behind Cody. Because right now, like I said, everybody loves Randy, and we want Randy to win. So,
and I just want to add one more thing. The number one thing that we were interested in when this feud first started was the history. I mean, we were watching WWE back in, I think, 2010 when Legacy was a faction. Have they alluded to any of that shit ever since this feud has started? I haven't seen any promo packages mentioning it. I haven't seen anything of the nature, and like they have not really touched on that history like I hope that they would. And it's very disappointing because there is a lot of stuff that they could have tapped into. Stephanie McMahon appearing on Monday Night Raw, while it was very interesting, in my opinion, in my idea, I think that should have been Shawn Michaels, only just because of the feud with DX and Legacy back in 2010.
It should have been Triple H. Triple H is the person that bridges both those gaps for me. That's what I was thinking with the whole Stephanie thing, because if Triple H is in that role, you're now looking at Triple H helping bring Cody back into the company. He faced him in Legacy as well, but Triple H and Randy Orton have a lot of history too in terms of Triple H bringing Randy Orton into Evolution, the whole backstabbing thing when Randy won the title. There's a history between those guys, and especially with WrestleMania 25, basically that's why Stephanie McMahon came out when Randy was punting everybody in the head. But I think Triple H would have been the perfect catalyst between those two to tie that story together and be like, yo, this is a different story. Go ahead, Sonny. What you guys say?
I've got one question, and I'll give my answer to it after I ask the question. So the big question on next was, after the Raw segment that night, was who was Randy Orton talking to? And they had 4 or 5 names up there, and it was 4 or 5 of their picks. I said neither of those. I said he was talking to The Rock. I said, I think I'm excited what The Rock's cooking for Cody Rhodes. I don't think we're not going The Rock story yet. And I said, I think The Rock will be back as the final boss because Cody Rhodes is wanting The Rock to come back to WWE as the final boss and do yet one more run. Codes is pulling him in, and what better person? I mean, he told Cody, he said at the John Cena event, he said, I'm going to get you at the tail end.
Why
are we trying to resurrect The Rock?
I think The Rock will be perfect for this in this role
because
I know people don't want it, but in terms of what he brings to the table, the history between those two, we've seen Randy turn to the dark side. We've seen Randy work for the Authority back when they first started up with Vince and beating John Cena for the Undisputed title and stuff like that, and him and Seth Rollins going back and forth. There will be history of their Randy turning and like selling his soul. Like and it's perfect because if you're thinking from that standpoint, Cody Rhodes didn't sell his soul to The Rock. Randy Orton sells his soul to The Rock to get to 15. I was saying that for Sami Zayn, but we're so far removed from that, from my prediction last year, that we're not going to get that.
And they just dropped the story basically. So I mean I don't get why they're dropping so many of the storylines.
There's a lot of stories that they've been dropping. We still don't know who attacked Jacob Fatu.
Another thing that just isn't followed up on. But one quick thing I was going to say, what Brian said, how they haven't alluded to any of the history, like between Cody and I mean, I guess we still have time to show all that. But like Cody even said, there's a lot of stuff that Randy did back in the day that was not PG. That cannot be. It's either have to be in black and white or you fade it out or whatever. But because Legend Killer days, Legacy days. That man was running rampant.
They have to show that though.
Yeah, no, they have to.
Because, well, I only say that because I don't think they'll show the punt because they don't let Randy do the punt anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, he teased it a couple times.
I mean, he's
never done it. He has not done it not once since.
I mean, we got to look at. My thing is that for whatever the case may be, I don't see why they can't tap into that because he even has history with Dusty. Like, he fought Dusty in his last match in a Texas Bull Rope match. Like, why? Like, that should be easily told.
Like, yeah.
I don't know.
A huge point.
I don't know. But they're just killing it right now. Seeing Stephanie was nice, I will say that. Her slapping Cody to get him to be serious, maybe that's going to get a different version of Cody Rhodes, hopefully. Maybe we get something a little turned up. So
the only thing, sorry to interrupt you, Daniel. The only thing I thought was funny about that segment is when Cody referenced Vince McMahon and said, "With all due respect, Stephanie, you're nothing like your father," and the crowd reacted to that like that was an insult. That was actually a compliment. So like I don't understand. Like, that was a compliment. So she smacked him after that, and I'm just like, bro, he literally just complimented you. Why'd you smack him?
Hey,
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is at this point, but Stephanie cutting promos to me for some reason it reminds me of what's her face, Trish Stratus. Like it's just a little. You're not fitting in this era of promos like it was back in the day. I don't know. It just doesn't.
I think it has.
It's like she's over the top.
Kind of.
I think what it is that she's been so far removed from being an on-screen figure that it's tough. Yeah. Like when Shane McMahon came back, like it was like, okay, some of this stuff is a little cringy. Like I don't know what you're going about here. I don't know what you're doing. But I think that's just the rust. And now you're being called in to do a high-profile spot. And it might not come across as great as it should be.
I liked it. So
yeah, I thought it was fine, but it's just like I would have rather had Triple H in that position. That's just me. But
well, the thing was, I think with Stephanie McMahon and Cody was that they're kind of like buddies, and they've been on the podcast together and different things, and they've been down the road a little bit. And I think they wanted somebody in there that could sprinkle a little sugar on it and tell Cody he can't go in against Randy the way he's acting right now. And that's basically all she said to him. She didn't really put him down. She didn't cut him. She said, you're not acting with a straight mind like you ought to be if you want to hold on to your title. And I say put it in the cage, but that's just me. I think a cage
that's probably going to be that's probably going to be backlash in Tampa Bay after. but just thinking about it, it's just like it's interesting to see where this is going to be going. Obviously, we're probably going to get some more brawling, or I don't know why they haven't done sit down interviews and let it ride that way. I don't know why. I don't know why they're not utilizing that.
I mean, Daniel, they'll do the sit down interviews, but they'll just be aired during the pre-show for WrestleMania. That's all they do. Like the pre-show for WrestleMania, that's when they do
interviews left and right, and they're the only ones in town doing that. Really, I mean, NXT had 4 or 5 sit downs on this.
It just works. So it just works better. It just works better. Even with Roman Reigns and CM Punk, we can change forces here now. They just had a brawl again this past Monday on Raw, and it's like, that's all we're going to get out of this? We're just going to get brawling between these two?
I'd like to say this about CM Punk, though. A year and a half ago, Gerald Bentley and I were getting acquainted with each other before I became his co-host and rose to that chair on his show. And he said, where did I think CM Punk was going? Why did they... He said something to the fact of Gerald did, of why were they putting so much money on CM Punk to have him out making a movie instead of having him in the ring? I said, because that's now part of the wheel of WWE. I said, they're not going to do all that and not use him later that year. And here we are a year and a half later talking about nothing but CM Punk and Roman Reigns And I'm real proud of Punk and the way he has stood up to Roman Reigns, because when I think back to all Roman's opponents, no one's been as tough as Punk. I mean, for everything
Yeah.
Roman throws at Punk comes back the very next show and does twice as much. So forget about his pain. Forget about Punk's age. Punk's proven to me more than once that he can take it.
As we stated many times on this show, this match was sold the first promo they did together, and I think they're giving us a little too much in the brawl department in terms of physical, where they should be doing a little bit more backstories and stuff like that and vignettes with these guys and going that angle. I think they should be doing that a little bit more rather than having them brawl, because it's like, I don't want to get too much right now. You should try to be keeping these guys away until WrestleMania 42. Maybe you get a brawl right before the big show, but then it's like every week it's the same thing, like where they're getting physical and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't want that to dilute what we're going to see at WrestleMania. That's my only concern.
Yeah.
And can we all agree jointly that they are going too personal on their in-ring interviews with each other? I just think they are over the top on getting back at each other verbally. I think we'd ought to be more match focused at this point in time.
I think it's fine. But my thing is, again, I would rather see it in promos week to week rather than them just brawling every week where it comes to blows or something. Or I think it's fine. I think with the type of heat that these guys have, you kind of have to get a little personal. You kind of have to make it a little dirty. That's what I think. I think you got to kind of make it a little dirty between these two, because the heat it's a different than a rivalry. This is something personal between these two. At least that's what it's supposed to be. So I think they have to get that to that level.
And I feel like they should have at least saved these two like brawls, the back and forth brawls. I feel like they're perfectly set up for those last 2 weeks before Mania, because now it's like we're just gonna go back to promos, or we're gonna go back to this, or it's like you've already kind of shot the gun. It's like, oh look, you put him through a table, you put him, he did this, and then it's like, so we're just going back to promos. Like we're not gonna like come after each other again.
You forgot the Samoan trope. They haven't used the car yet. They haven't used the vehicle yet.
Yeah, I mean,
what Roman does appear to be doing in my eyesight is he appears to be getting his family back together, and he actually spoke into the camera and sent a message to the his entire family and said it was Shield, and said it was time to reemerge and rejoin now. And I caught that, and I said, Lord, he's calling the troops back. So if he does that, walks out in that mindset, it's going to be a history-making match between these two.
Sonny, I'm actually glad that you brought that up, because that's actually been one aspect of this storyline that I've actually despised. Because I hate the fact that they're moving backwards. We're going back to the bloodline. You see it with the MFT group with Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. He's mentioning Tama saying that that Solo was acting like Roman, and then the following week they talk about Roman will never apologize.
I'm having a ball.
Like, we're supposed to be. When you guys left the bloodline, you guys were supposed to evolve from Roman Reigns. Remember how it was all about Roman Reigns controlling all of them, Roman Reigns being this dictator and everybody below them, and how they all were supposed to break out and evolve. And now it seems like the whole story is revolved around them all in a way kind of turning into Roman, which in my opinion is kind of moving backwards. We don't need the whole bloodline again. It's recycled. At least if you're gonna do it, that has to be a different dynamic. Or again, we're just recycling old concepts.
Mm-hmm. The thing with, I don't know what they're doing, because they're doing all this stuff with the Usos. We can get into that in a minute. But I'm not against the bloodline reunion. And if it is Punk attacking their family and stuff like that, talking about Roman Reigns' pops and stuff like that, Like,
Again, getting too personal in my opinion, but
yeah,
that's
but
my
it's just
opinion.
like if there is anything for family to join together, it's against that. Like we've seen them do this before with The Rock and stuff like that, talking about the family tree and stuff like that. Um, it's gonna get
Sometimes people
personal.
talk
So
about Dusty all the damn time.
The question mark here is Paul Heyman going to be a part of the team? So
I doubt it.
are we
I
all
really
going to
doubt
walk
it.
out as one happy
I
unit?
don't. I think I don't want that to happen because that they're just pulling Paul Heyman all over the place. I don't. I don't
Yeah,
want
he
that.
can't be
If
the
he's with
selling
the
point
Vision
for
right now,
every
Paul Heyman
story.
is in enough stories right now. As
yeah,
great as
like
he
if
is,
he's
he's
with
in enough stories. We don't need him.
if he's with the Vision, be with the Vision. Do that. That's what I want Paul Heyman to focus on because I feel like when that group is healthy again, they can actually get over. So I don't want Paul pulled into too many different directions. That's my only. But yeah, we'll see where this is going. They're getting in the brawls every week. Punk got the upper hand this week, but we'll see where they're going with that. Speaking about the Vision, as I was speaking about the Vision, the Usos and family and stuff like that. What did you guys make of the Vision picking up the tag team titles via the help of Speed and I don't I
I
don't
loved it.
get
I thought it was fantastic.
I
Man,
don't know
I
why
just
they're
looked at
doing this.
I
Concept
just
was
looked.
cool,
Yeah,
Well,
but they
Braun Breaker is supposed to be coming back from his hernia surgery. So I don't know. It took me 6 months to recover from mine. I couldn't pick up 10 pounds during that time, or over 10 pounds during that time. I don't know how severe his hernia was. Bronson Reed has not been discussed. And my whole span on the Vision right now is how did Seth Rollins, unless I missed something the past 3 months, how did Seth Rollins detach himself so far from the Vision? I mean, when he left, he and the Vision were a little bit together, and now they're just worlds apart. So what are we going to have? Are we going to have two Visions wrestling against each other with Seth Rollins and all these hooded figures that are coming up and along in wrestling? We got about 8 hooded guys ringside. I don't think they're there as props. I think that's Seth Rollins' new group that is emerging.
I don't know what they're gonna do with that, but I feel like with the WrestleMania because we know Seth Rollins is facing Gunther, which we'll talk about in a minute as well. Um, but I feel like because of Braun's injury, that's why that storyline's kind of been put on hold. And I think the best thing they can do is have Braun interfere in their match at WrestleMania. That's my thing on that.
yeah.
As for the tag titles, I
thought
don't
about
get
that too.
why. Well, I do get why. They're probably going to institute probably Speed or Tom Brady or some variation of that at WrestleMania. I don't know. I don't know exactly what we're getting at WrestleMania. I don't know if they announced it as yet, but I just don't know. I don't think. I don't know. What do you guys think about that situation? Because I really don't know.
I mean, it's just to give them something. I mean, is this match gonna now be? Is this like now the Usos? Is this how the Usos have a match at Mania? Because if them losing the titles, are they just off Mania now? Or is it gonna be another like triple threat or whatever? Get all these other tag teams in, so we have another multi-man whatever tag match or whatever. But it's like, I get it. The Vision was probably supposed to be a huge focal point of this Mania, and with all the injuries, it just kind of blew everything up. And we're like, all right, well, I guess we can give. But then it's also like this Uso tag team again, and I think it's just because of the lack of focus or even caring about the tag team division that it's just been whatever, whoever has it, and then whatever we can think of for Mania, that's what we're gonna do, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I think that the tag titles was just like a consolation prize. I mean, you got Logan Paul, you got Theory who
Title.
brought back, and it's just like, well, let's give them something. I do like the ISO speed. Not that I probably acted like I hated it earlier, but I liked it because it kind of tied in with the whole Danhausen thing. Like, yes, he did help them win, but he's like, crap, I didn't mean to do that. And crap, now the Usos want to kick my ass. Or now, crap, now LA Knight's going to want to kick my ass. And more curse coming on to me because now I got to, who knows, he might have a match with like LA Knight now or whatever. Which I think would be sad because Like, you guys really just can't commit to this guy, and even though you have him in so much stuff, but you don't want to give him a world title. But anyway, as far as that, I thought it was. I think it worked out cool, but in the long run, I don't know. The tag titles just aren't important right now, and I guess it's just something for them. So.
Yeah, Brian, what you got on this one?
In
Brian's
my
frozen.
opinion,
Okay. I guess we can keep moving on.
Dan, Logan Paul and Tom Brady have bickered back and forth. You think that's going to emerge into something on down the road somewhere?
Because they've been going back and forth. I think they did a flag football or something like that.
For a few weeks now.
Was it Fanatics or something like that? Fanatics or something like that. They've been going back and forth. So obviously Tom Brady's going to do something because he is part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. They're at their stadium. Something's definitely going to happen. Which is probably going to cost the division the tag titles or something like that. I can see that happening. Where Tom Brady doing something at WrestleMania 42, so it's not out of the realm.
I don't know. They got a third man in there now too. So you got to keep that in mind. They've taken the third player hostage. So I mean that could be an angle.
Yeah, so we're gonna see what happens with that. As for the division, let's talk about the Seth Rollins and Gunther situation. Seth and Paul have been going back and forth the past couple of weeks. Seth arrested last week, the previous Raw. This week, they were about to come to blows, and Gunther comes out of nowhere and attacks Seth Rollins. And this is where I'm at with this match. I'm not even mad at it because it's like Braun Breaker's not going to make it back in time. I can see him returning at WrestleMania 42 if he's cleared. Maybe costing Seth Rollins the match.
Cleared, though.
I think I saw something like that, yeah. So if he comes back, gets involved in that, that's fine. Cost Seth Rollins the match. And then Gunther can now proceed to keep going on to whatever he's want to do. I'm not even mad at this because the booking has been so questionable overall. At least I know Seth Rollins and Gunther are going to have a good match. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm at with it.
See, my issue with this, I know they're going to have a good match, but I guess my question is, where do we think this story is coming from? Do we think this is coming in an angle of Gunther's going to be like, Seth, put your career on the line? Or is this, Seth, I'm teaming up with Paul Heyman and I'm just here to take you out?
I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't think it's gonna be that. I think it's just gonna be a straight up match. I don't think.
But then I guess it's just like, why though? They don't really have a reason. He has no.
They don't have a feud.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing. There's no title.
It's an attraction match, okay, Lewis? It's an attraction match.
An attraction. We already have Brock versus Oba. That's an attraction match.
It's 2 nights.
Exactly. I agree with those for once.
I'm just like, whoa, guys. We see AEW just have one-offs all the time. No builds,
but they
no stories.
But with AEW, their groups are at least intertwined in some ways.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just,
it'd be one thing.
I don't know why.
If like Seth had done something to Gunther in the past, or Gunther had done something to Seth, it's just like, again, there's no.
I don't even know if they faced each other. I don't remember them facing each other.
No, because during the whole IC run,
popped up on the screen and attacked Seth. So at this point, I'd like to see Seth do something.
Did they fight in the King of the Ring tournament? I don't think so, right? I don't even remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm just pumped because I know it's going to be a good match. That's pretty much it for me. Like,
I'm sorry, you're not hooking me with this as like, oh, I mean, it's literally just you have the Visionary and you have the Ring General. Who's going to win? But it's just like, come on, I really think Gunther's just going to come out on top because he's been taking everybody out. There's no reason why Seth should win this match.
Nothing. You know? Yeah, I don't know, but where else can we go? Looking at Brock Lesnar and Femi, we can go there. obviously Brock has been doing a good job of getting Oba reacquainted with the acquainted with the Raw audience, with how he's letting Oba kind of get the upper hand in these situations, and making him look good. I think that's been one of the best things. And what we saw on Monday Night Raw with Oba Femi coming out, knocking down Adam Pearce, knocking down all these security guards and stuff like that, to the point where Triple H got involved. What did you guys think about that, and Triple H randomly getting involved in this?
See, if there ever was a moment for there to be a brawl, there should have been the brawl. Like, you could have had so many people just come out to separate these two. I forget who else had a massive brawl one year.
Charlotte Flair and Rhea Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey.
Guys. It was guys. I remember it was like Brock and somebody else. But if there was, you could have had like all the security, all the NYPD, all the whole locker room. You could have had.
They didn't use the police in the right situation.
I'm just saying, if we ever needed a brawl, or even just a couple hands hitting each other, and then everybody just gets in to like pack the ring, separated them, taking them out, that should have been it. Because we wanted something, and the fact that just Triple H was like, "Hey, save for Mania," and you know that was just a little disappointing to me, but I get it, and this is probably the most match that I'm most excited about. But if there ever needed to be yes, we've at least a little more from Brock to show like, hey, he still has the fight. Hey, he can still do something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Oba Femi took the Omos playbook, man. Took it straight to him.
Don't do that.
So I lose internet for about 5 minutes, and then I come back, and now you mentioned the Omos. That's what we're doing.
Yep. Hey, if you were here, you could have kept it on track. But hey, we're talking about Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar standoff there with Triple H getting involved.
I tell you, I didn't mind it. I like seeing the heads come out of the office every now and again and call law and order in the ring. That's the way we did it back in my day. Nobody knew this really back in the day except the workers in the wrestling leagues that I was involved with. But Dusty Rhodes was the booker, and every now and then you'd see Rhodes out in the middle of things, and he was there as the booker. So if you're going to bring the head guy out of the main office at the show, he doesn't need 15 guys with him because, hell, he's the head guy. And, he's the one that says if y'all want to get paid later, you're going to listen. And I'm real pleased at the way they've put Oba over. This match could go either way, but, Brock Lesnar saying he doesn't have too many more left in the tank, and Oba's looking mighty strong. So I think it's going to be a legend killer type match between he and Oba, and it's going to be Oba because Oba's just over the top. I mean, other than Nikita Koloff, I've never seen another wrestler pushed as quick and hard as Oba Femi. And where did he come from, and what's he all about? Gerald Bentley did a little bit of a commentary on him, but he's got to climb some mountains in wrestling to be taken seriously as a wrestler beyond the Brock Lesnar thing. But I think under the right management of, say, a Paul Heyman, I think he could make those hurdles and benchmarks his own over the next 6-8 months. And I do think he'll be a world champion if he doesn't get hurt wrestling Brock.
Yeah, they could easily have like a Gunther, like when he was undefeated, with Oba, like easily, because it's like unless he gets distracted or something, like who's really taking him out right now,
That's going to be interesting because I can't remember if somebody said it. I think Brian, you might have said it. If he beats Brock Lesnar, he's automatically in line for a title shot, right? Like,
definitely.
I would think.
No,
there should be.
That needs to be his next program if he goes over on Brock. That's automatic.
You want to know what it kind of reminds me? of? back in the day with John Cena, Bobby Lashley.
Yeah,
when he got the opportunity very early on to take on John Cena and stuff like that. I think it was Great American Bash.
Twice as big as Lashley was. So, I mean, you got just a mammoth guy. They can move. It's rare that you get these big guys that can move. Usually when they get into triple-digit range on the higher end of the weight scale, they can't move. They get blown up. But Oba, I've not seen Oba since he started looking blown up. I've seen Brock look blown up a time or two.
I think that's what WWE. I think that's what WWE has done, is gotten big guys, but athletic guys that can move. And I think that's been kind of their MO with the WWID program, NXT, getting those type of athletes that can actually move. Go ahead, Brian.
So Daniel, you had mentioned during the Cody and Stephanie Rhodes promo that it would have been more impactful if Triple H had came out for that story. I wonder if that was discussed initially, and then they just decided, let's have Triple H in this segment, because as the authority figure with these two monsters in the ring, it means more here, because seeing like the top guy, the head of creative, is the only thing that's going to keep these guys from ripping each other's heads off. Because people forget. I mean, Adam Pearce, the general manager, was a part of that segment, and Oba Femi just shoved him out of the way. Get the hell out of my way. I don't care if the general manager.
I love how the authority figures have no pull on their shows. It's just whatever. They just have Nick Aldis. They just have no pull of doing anything.
Brian, like I was,
but y'all do realize that they are all three former world champions multiple times. I mean, they 6, 7 NWA World Heavyweight title.
Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce,
and 15 for Triple H. So I mean, these are guys who've been in the ring and they know how to do this and mean it, and they ain't afraid of taking the bump. So even Stephanie knows how to take the bump. I think the appeal with Stephanie was, like I said initially, she is the more sugar on top, sugar's nice kind of approach to this, rather than bringing the direct boss out and saying, if you want to win, but boogly boogly boo. I think that would have overexposed the business by a little bit on national television, but it's already overexposed. But it just had a better twist to it, because people enjoy seeing Stephanie McMahon. And they know when she appears, she's got something to say.
Yeah, and one more thing that I wanted to mention. So far, I think out of all the storylines so far, this one has probably been the best of the worst as far as booking goes. But the way it's being booked so far, one would suggest that Oba Femi is going to lose this match. And in my opinion, I don't think that can happen. Now I get it. He's young. He's still up and coming. There are always ways that you can book him where if he does lose, where he can easily recover. But I just feel as though with the current momentum, his current momentum right now, I just feel as though if you really want to make a star and do something different, you have him come out on top. I get it. The whole rumors about Brock's possible retirement. I mean, it would make sense for them to have a second or third match, maybe at SummerSlam in Minnesota. But I just feel as though that Oba Femi is a very special talent. Similar to Trick Williams right now. These are two very special talents, and I just feel as though he should go out on top. Do something different. Do something unique. And again,
if Oba loses, it cannot be clean. He needs to get screwed. It needs to lead to a big feud with somebody that's has to be on his level. It can't just be somebody hey, let me just go after the big guy and screw him and have a feud. No, it has to be somebody of an upper level that's you're not coming to take my spot or something that. Because.
And I would say this about. And I would say this about his ring image. Uber's ring image even suits him. I mean, it's not degrading in any way. It shows pride in where he's from. Sometimes they'll bring out the bigger guys in these type situations and have them look a little degrading or ridiculous in their gimmicks. Uber's got it all, man. He's as impressive to me as Animal and Hawk were back in my day.
All right, so I have a question for all of you guys. Based upon the fact, that this honestly has been the most intriguing feud going into WrestleMania, should this be the main event of night one?
It's not going to be. It's not going to be. It's not going to be. The WWE Championship will be in the main event. That will be.
They've all been highlighting the two.
Yeah.
Cody,
Brock
Roman,
and Oba.
Yeah.
Brock and Oba is going to be like a 10-minute match. Like I, that's not going to be the main event. I'm sorry, it's just not going to be. Especially
question: Are we going to see Jelly Roll get involved in Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes any at all?
I'll take a quick aside to that. We don't need Jelly Roll. We don't need Matt Cardona as foils in this. And then another thing. Sorry,
Jelly Roll makes sense.
To let Jelly Roll defeat Kip Wilson. Damn you, WWE.
He was cursed.
Why did you do that?
He got cursed.
Wait. Not even just that. The fact that this motherfucker was featured on the entire 3 hours of SmackDown, and literally like every hour you saw Jelly Roll doing something. He was either talking to Kip Wilson, he was either talking to Randy Orton, he was talking to Matt Cardona. Literally every hour you saw a Jelly Roll appearance. Like, what the fuck?
He loves the business, right?
I don't get it. I get it. I get. Well, number one, I get it. He's a huge WWE fan. He's a huge mega country music star. I get it. You need publicity. You need your stars. But for him to win a match on SmackDown, for him to be involved in so many things, I'm like, when Randy Orton RKO'd Jelly Roll last week, I'm like, that's not going to help this heat towards Randy Orton at all.
It makes sense, though, because they had that tag match at SummerSlam.
I tweeted.
That's history right
I
there.
said, I see an RKO coming from Randy Orton on Jelly Roll. And it got so many views. I don't remember the number of views it got. But, yeah, I saw that coming early on. I mean, that was more the heel turn for Orton. So, you know.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know.
And he took it hard. I mean, he hit the mat. So.
Yeah, he did. He sold out for it. But yeah, Jelly Roll, I don't know. Misuse.
I'm really liking
let's move to the women's side of things. Let's move to the women's side of things. Liv Morgan had a promo this week against Stephanie Macmahon, which brought the return of her Judgment Day sister-in, Roxanne Perez returning. What do you guys make of that whole situation with Liv Morgan and Stephanie Macmahon?
Loving to Liv Morgan.
Roxanne Perez moving back.
Dynamite girl. She can make you love her or hate her. I think she's on fire. I think she's been on fire since winning the Rumble, and I think she's got a shot at going over here if she keeps her head straight and doesn't get too distracted on whatever may be going on with Dom. Sometimes that pops up in her comments when she interviews, but Liv Morgan's got a world of talent, and I think she's got a chance at going over.
It's great to have Roxanne back. That's number one. Tremendous to see her. And Lewis, what did Liv Morgan say about Stephanie's mother?
What did she say? She's trash.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yeah.
She said tu madre as something. So I know your mother is something, so I didn't know what the last word was.
But again, the comments aren't personal, guys. They're just there.
Oh,
that's what y'all said earlier.
Which then led to another brawl.
So I mean, you can't tell me nothing to live.
I'm fine with their brawls because the one previously, the week before, where Liv threw Stephanie into the Titantron and then Stephanie spine busted her on the concrete floor behind backstage.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that. This is working. That works. As for Liv Morgan's promo, again, I'm not going to be sold on Liv Morgan's promo. Do I think it came out of nowhere? Yes. But at least there was intensity. At least it's giving me something. So kudos for Liv Morgan for that. As for Roxanne Perez coming back in, I'm wondering if this is going to bring Raquel Rodriguez into the fold in that. I know she's had her thing with EO. Hope EO's okay after that jump out the ring, that suicide dive out the ring. But it's interesting because Stephanie now is going to be basically facing the Judgment Day. She's fought Roxanne Perez, she's fought Raquel Rodriguez, and now she's going up against the head leader and Liv Morgan. It's showing that there's at least something Stephanie has to fight against. So I think that's actually helping her as well too. So, what did you think about it, Lewis, in that situation?
I thought it was a good promo. I like how Liv incorporates the Spanish. Obviously, we know that's Steph.
She's using Duolingo.
Yeah, exactly. I've enjoyed the back and forth with them. You know, the brawl, like you said, I think the brawls have been working for them because it's just literally just Liv kind of just running her mouth, and she's like, "I'm just gonna beat your ass," like, you know, just. But I do hope that they do give Stephanie just time to cut a promo, whether it's in Spanish, whether it's in English. I mean, her English is great. You can understand her, but even if they give her kind of like the Asuka treatment where like they just let her talk and like say everything that she really wants to say, you know, and just like go off. But I thought it was great. I'm still in the high hopes. I don't want Stephanie losing the title only because I think there's a story. I don't know, kind of like when they kind of turned on Rhea. I see the same thing with Raquel doing that to Liv. Because then they never touched on it, but when Raquel had her title opportunity, she told all of them stay in the back. They didn't. They cost her title, and I feel like they just kind of left that. And I feel like that's a great opportunity for like an actual like someone getting screwed out of their title.
I think that's more of a catalyst for Raquel turning
going after the title, right? See, Lewis, that's a good idea, but I just feel like they should do that after Liv wins the title because then you can really have a story where Raquel is kind of still managing Liv and just looking at her and just thinking like, damn, that should be me right now if it wasn't for you guys getting involved. And then that's when you get the turn, and now she wants the title. So it's a good idea.
They left all that story behind, and we never saw the outcome of that. They just reunited, and here we are.
I just feel I feel like it'd be different if Liv hadn't had a title run, because if this was like her first title, whatever, yes, let her win it. But she's been champ before, and this is basically Liv's moment from winning the Rumble and all that. I think it would just have a bigger impact to have Raquel screw it. Maybe that's just my fantasy booking or whatever.
I think that can happen after, or at least I think there can be something where Liv wins the title, maybe Judgment Day helps her, and then Liv keeps doing this whole thing. I'm the best in the world. Though? Liv is the best in the world. Liv is being an asshole. Liv is being a brat. She's kind of rubbing off on Raquel a little bit.
We've gone through that story like her being before, a brat, but haven't we? That was her last title run. We had that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but she hasn't been an asshole to Raquel though. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, you mean like her being champ and like belittling everybody?
Yeah, like belittling the group and stuff like that. Maybe Roxanne sides with Liv. They beat up on Raquel. Something, and then maybe Raquel's a challenger, maybe at SummerSlam or something like that. But I see what you're saying. It's just I feel like the way they've been, again, the report said that Liv Morgan's going to have a big 2026. It's like I think they're going to head in that direction. Like that's just the way I think they're going to go. Speaking of the Judgment Day, we can talk about Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio being set for WrestleMania. I think we all said this didn't need the title, the IC title, so at least that's out the way. But what do you guys make of this finally coming to a head between these two?
I'm surprised that Dom wasn't even on Raw this week.
And
he was there.
He was in New York.
I know, but like I feel like after that, that huge segment last week, it should have just been like, I don't know, either another interaction, I guess, or at least a vignette cut promo from Dom. It was very simple. I think, okay, cool. I don't know, kind of. So I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at.
First of all, the promo segment that they did with Finn Balor was very nicely done. As we always know, WWE production is top notch when it comes to things like that. My intrigue with this match is, and I know we've talked about it before, is whether or not we're going to get a demon appearance or not. Now, the story doesn't call for it. Now, I just want to put it out there. The story does not call for Finn Balor going to the demon. But it would be a very nice surprise, though, to see him that way, though. Just for a one-time appearance, just be the demon. But the only thing that sucks about that is if he is the demon, he kind of needs to win the match in like 2 or 3 minutes.
I don't think. No, he can't. I don't want to see the demon.
Yeah, they can't do that.
I don't want to see the demon. I think. Yeah, this doesn't need the demon.
I want to see like a war paint Finn, but maybe not the full demon. I don't know. At least bring back some type of, what he did. He did well with that. Like he said, the whole demon wasn't supposed to be a character. It was just something he did for big matches, like as like a look. It wasn't supposed to be its own thing. So maybe he brings something back like that where it's not a full blown demon. I don't know. I think it would be cool.
I don't think so. I think this should just be a straight up match. Maybe JD gets involved in some capacity. I just want it to be a good match. I don't know who should win, but I just want it to be a good match. That's where I'm at with that.
You're probably gonna have Dom come out on top because I feel like this story is gonna continue on. I just feel like there's still so many.
He's cursed. He's cursed. He can't win, Brian.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, since he is cursed, what if that is a part of the curse that he makes the demon come out?
Well, I think Finn Balor needs to win in the worst way, and I think it's bad that with his athletic ability that he demonstrates every time he's on the mat that he's struggling to get a W. I'm not understanding these losses to these greater wrestlers. I mean, up to this last week, Sami Zayn just lost, and then got the U.S. title finally. I would have preferred to have seen a world title around Sami. But if they're not going to do that just yet, then the second shot at the U.S. title is just as good for right now. But Finn Balor can go. Finn Balor can go all night long. And back in the day, Ric Flair, as world champion, would have wrestled Finn Balor over and over and over again. I mean, they would have just gone at it for 6 months.
Yeah, most definitely with those two. Let's move over to the SmackDown side of things. The WWE Women's Championship. Right before our departure last week, because we took a week off. The first thing I said was that Jade needed a faction, and I think we all agreed on that she needed people around her to kind of accentuate the group. We really didn't get a chance to talk about it that much, but what did you guys think of this whole team up of B-Fab, Michin, joining Jade?
Love this so much.
I'll let you go first, Brian.
Okay,
I'll be back in a second, but keep going.
So to what Daniel just said in regards to Jade Cargill needing kind of like a stable similar to what she had in AEW, the baddies around her. I agree tremendously. B-Fab and Michin, they do kind of fit with Jade Cargill as far as the overall look goes. But then we got that segment this past Friday, and that arguably was probably one of the worst women's segments I've ever seen. Like there was such a disconnect between them that it was horrible, and the crowd is giving a very go away heat vibe towards Jade Cargill right now. Like she doesn't have that good heel heat, and I've always been one to say that. Like I always thought that heel heat was all one and the same. But now I'm starting to see now that there is a difference between good heel heat and go away heat. People are tired of Jade Cargill right now for a myriad of different reasons. And like this segment did not help this story. From the jump, like this entire story has just been very, very cringy. The promo segments haven't been too good. Like I said, there's a disconnect between Rhea and Jade. They haven't had that segment where everything has just like clicked yet. And not yet. And like I said, and what we got this past Friday, was so poor. I mean, look B-Fab and Michin trying to cut promos and being completely mistimed with Rhea Ripley, and then Rhea Ripley trying to save it in the end. Like that segment did not help, and it kind of has been a reflection of this entire feud between Jade and Rhea. I'm almost to the point right now where I'm just like, just get me to the damn match, because Rhea's gonna have a great performance. We'll see, but I just want to see the match now at this point, because everything that we've gotten between these two women it's been a disconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Sonny. It sucked.
I think that the problem with Jade is, I don't know, she's got, I mean, we all know the booking has been terrible with her. They just gave her the title and we haven't seen anything. And I think that's just the big problem, because yes, now you got Rhea and you're trying to basically have Rhea salvage her title reign, and then it's like, so are we really gonna have Rhea just put her over to kind of keep trying to elevating her if she's actually not on that level? And I think WrestleMania has to be a make or break for her, because if she does not have an amazing showing, people are gonna just be like, this ain't it, get her out of here. Like, she's not what we all thought she was gonna be. And yeah, like you said, like this, like the crowd was just like, you know, we've all seen crowds, you know, boo the heck out of people. We've seen it with Dom and stuff like that. But with him, it worked. This was just like, we don't even want to hear it. And then it was like they weren't, I guess, handling it, you know, the boos in a way that benefited them. It was just more so like, oh crap, what are we going to do against this crowd? And then we got Rhea over here kind of instigating even more, and it's like we can't even get a word out, you know? So yeah, it was, like you said, it was a disconnect, and it was just kind of all over the place. And, you know, once again, they're going to go in, they beat up Rhea, and then it's just them standing tall, which should be the formula, and it should work, but it's like,
And that was another aspect of it. Like,
we're gonna get another 3 weeks of this, I guess.
Yeah, that's what that was another aspect of it, because they had that cringy segment. Then B-Fab and Rhea Ripley had a match, which wasn't even a match. It literally was just like a minute of them going at each other, and then Jade and Michin interfered. Like literally, it was a waste of a segment. Like literally, should have just been that cringy segment, and that was it. What was the point of having the match if it was gonna end in like 2 minutes? What are we doing? Like, we're wasting time.
I will say this about it. During this whole dull involvement, Rhea Mommy Ripley has returned to her old self again. So we are at least seeing her old self reemerge. What I don't like is how they have put Jade in this overdone, over wardrobe produced character that she's not earned the right to wear yet. She's wearing all these fancy clothes and different things. Sure, she's a champion, but they've done a piss poor job at building her up to that level all these months and weeks that she's been there. I don't understand why they've thrown her to the curb the way they have. They've not done her justice, and it's not Jade's fault.
I think I kind of missed a lot there. I had to step away for a second, but yeah, I talked about them wanting. I talked about us wanting Jade to have a faction, and they gave her B-Fab and Michin. Doesn't really make any sense. Even when they tried to explain it, it didn't make any sense. I do like the fact that there's
that's basically the only reason.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Well, Danny, I was just saying that, like, the only thing that makes sense about them is
last week about Jade and Rhea. So we've talked about
the look, Brian. What you were saying? The look appeal does fit. I do like that fit of it. I wish there was a different way we got here. In terms of like if Rhea Ripley in her past with Judgment Day had beaten up Michin, had beaten up B-Fab, you know, cost them in the past, then I'll be like, okay, this makes sense because there's history there. There's literally no history. There's nothing from those other two women.
Attack Rhea in the ring didn't make any real sense to me either. After an in-your-face promo, I didn't understand that.
if it was a faction, again, this is where WWE's not making sense. I know they don't want to call up people, but this would have been perfect. And I know this is a whole different situation now, but it would have been perfect if it was Lash legend Jada Parker from NXT.
Yeah.
Because then
Jada
you would at
Parker
least
probably
had a
would have been way
pupil
better.
situation like, hey, I'm bringing you guys to the prime time, XYZ, we're here to make a name for ourselves. That would have been a different situation. What WWE has done to Jade has been a disservice.
A disaster. And
In terms of like what Cody Rhodes was saying, getting back on the house shows loop to get people more experience and stuff like that, I think that would have helped Jade tremendously right now. You're seeing where they're not doing that, where she's not wrestling week to week. They could have brought up some jobbers. They could have brought up mid-carders and had them face Jade, et cetera, to
she
build
could have
her up.
wrestled weekly. She could have done a lot of things.
The fact that they haven't done that, and now, hey, you're just going to face one of the best women of the past decade at WrestleMania at WrestleMania 42, and that's your matchup.
Is what I think. But
I just don't get that. I just don't understand that. I guess it makes sense on paper from a look appeal. Like, this is a mega matchup that we wanted, especially when she was coming into WWE. Like, we wanted her to see face Charlotte. We saw the stare downs with Charlotte. We saw this that we figured Bianca would be in a situation like that. I think Bianca was supposed to be in this spot with her, but she's out. Okay, whatever the case may be. But again, this is the thing where it's just like where WWE, there was reports that they scrapped everything after the Rumble and stuff like that and kind of reshaped it and redid it and kind of went in different directions or whatever the case may be. And it's like, this is the best you guys can come up with. Like that. Like, that's a problem.
This is also why we probably shouldn't have won the Rumble. Like, it should have been somebody else.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And it's just like, we're tagging in we can tie in the women's tag team division. They're just interfering in each other's matches, and now you guys are going to face each other at WrestleMania. And it's like,
yeah, the build to that match has been the most elementary school shit I've ever seen. That's literally something that my 4-year-old son could have came up with. Every one of them has a title match. Every one of them has a title match against the champion. Everybody interfere. Fuck it, let's make it a fatal 4-way. If that was the case, why the fuck did you just make it a fatal 4-way from jump when all these teams were jockeying for position anyway and all saying that they wanted to go after the champion? Why are you guys giving them individual tag team matches, knowing what the final result's going to be? All three of them ended the exact same way in DQ. So why the hell didn't you just make the fatal 4-way match from the very beginning? Like, this is the nonsense I'm talking about with the booking.
And I'd like to say this about Jade. She just to have worked out the gym as hard as she has done, and to have bettered herself in the way she's presented herself night in and night out during these sorry segments, just makes her stand out in my eyes. I couldn't have done it. I didn't do it when they offered me to be the Green Dot in WWF. You know, you take the angle and you say, well, if I can make this work, but if you get garbage, you can't make garbage work. And it's just he humiliated her, and I feel bad for her. She's a world of talent, and she's just not being put out there in front of the audience that way.
I get it when they brought her in. Put her in a tag team. You can protect her that way. She can learn against some of the best. Bianca and Naomi work against other women. The Kabuki Wars and stuff like that. The people that they faced on that tag team run. You tried to break her off into a single star thing. You give her the SummerSlam moment. Okay. All right. Then she wins the title in not the best circumstances. Tiffany Stratton's hurt. And I don't know why they just didn't revisit that. You know what I mean? Like, Tiffany,
it went off the rail.
Yeah,
right. This is a lot we go through.
And I'm just like, okay, now you guys could at least build that up, because at least there's history, and there's not going to be not every match on WrestleMania is going to be a 5-star matchup.
No.
But now you're kind of putting her in the water where she doesn't have experience with this person, and kind of making it dry. And again, this is supposed to be a mega matchup. Like, this should be down the line when Jade is better in the ring, better as a character. to just put her lame duck into this situation, I just think that's the worst thing they could. Now, if anybody's going to make her look good, it's going to be Rhea Ripley, right? Like Rhea Ripley is one of the better workers in wrestling history in terms of making people look good, working a match, et cetera, et cetera. But I just think it's a disservice to do that to Jade.
Daniel, did you hear me say on Wrestling Spotlight with Gerald Bentley when he began talking about Jade and Rhea, and then he asked me how hard was it to work a one-time person, Lewis, in the ring? And I said, it's a long, hard day at the office because you got 45 minutes of carrying this person through, and you don't know that much about them. You don't know what they can do. The much better fight is when you've bet them 4 and 5 times, and you can make the company money, and everybody's happy, and they're breaking out champagne bottles in the back because you're looking so damn good in the ring to them. You're bleeding, you're doing whatever, and those things began to click. But Rhea Ripley's got her hands full at WrestleMania because Jade has not been used that way.
I said in the chat, I said they better be like Ricky Dragon Steamboat and Macho Man Randy Savage, where they prepare this match. When the match was announced, I was like, they should be working the match for WrestleMania 42.
Right then.
To make sure everybody looks good, go through the ringer, make sure you know what you're going through. So when you get to WrestleMania 42, it's an awesome match.
And the sad part to that, Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat met in a ring before they got to the show, and they rehearsed what they were going to do move for move for move. Now, that's hard to do in the ring because Steamboat and I were from a time when you sat down with an opponent, Lewis and Brian, and if I was wrestling you guys, I'd say, these are the last 3 moves to look for. And y'all would look at me and say, well, what about all in between? I'd say, well, that's where the realness comes in.
Yeah, that's because
y'all walk out there and wonder, but that'd be all right too.
That's because Macho Man was a maniac. Man, the man literally had everything written down on like a legal pad of like part 1. Move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna do this, then we're gonna switch that. So yeah,
and there were plenty of guys in the locker room, Brian, that did those things, and I would see them just for 45 minutes go over the entire match. Do y'all know how hard it is to remember that in the ring doing it? It's impossible.
Yeah.
And Ricky pulled me to the side on the road one day. He said, don't ever do that, Sonny. He said, you call 3 moves and run with it. And I said, 2 moves and run with it. I said, crap on 3. But anyway, it's supposed to be you guard me, I guard you. We all go home unhurt. Everybody gets paid. This is what we do for a living. But this is what my book, pulling back the curtain on professional wrestling, is going to be about. And it don't all go down that way, and it seldom ever goes down that way unless you've met the person 4 and 5 times. So and today they don't present it that way.
But yeah, I'm just hoping that match goes well for Jade because it's like this is the biggest test for her. And she hasn't really been wrestling. So it's like, I hope to God that she looks good in this matchup. As for the tag team match, it's just like they're just throwing it together. I don't like the Bellas involved in this. I've said that 10 times over.
Again, your fault.
I'll take the blame.
He put it out there, didn't he?
I'll take the blame.
He put it out there.
That's why they're going to become tag team champions, Lewis, and you'll see them next month.
See? See what he's doing?
And you'll see them next month at Backlash in Tampa. Yes, you will.
We really want to hear the screaming of Brie mode. My God.
It's going to happen. Whether we like it or not, it's going to happen.
It probably is. And maybe we'll slip her down on the tag team division for a little bit.
Penta setting up the ladder match there with Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, and Rusev. Of like, hey, we don't know what you're doing with you guys, so we're just going to put you in a ladder match against Penta.
I'm surprised they just didn't do qualifiers. I don't get why.
Because that would require booking. That would require booking week to week, Lewis. They don't have the time.
They don't have the time.
I thought we were doing Dom for a minute, but I guess that's been derailed.
Yeah, they're
going Finn and Dom.
They literally said the qualifying match took place on our main event. So,
and
they could have done Penta and Javon and been straight. I would have been fine with that, but
yeah,
I don't.
I mean, ladder match is his specialty. It's his.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
his
yeah. So that's why I'm like, okay.
You know,
And
I've
plus,
been in them. They're scary. Because you got so many guys around the ladder and this, that, and the other, and it's a long way down, Lewis and Brian. I'm telling you that top step, that ain't 3-4 steps. That's 10, 12.
yeah.
And you got a guy pushing you over. Lord have mercy.
And plus, we clamored for one of the mid-card titles to be involved in a ladder match, and history has shown that WrestleMania ladder matches don't disappoint anyway. So you know they're going to steal the show with this one, especially with the caliber of talent in there. Penta, Dragon Lee, and Javon Evans alone is going to be fucking
And
crazy.
JD.
Well, I tell you, when I won the tag titles with Jeff Hardy, and we went against Hardcore Hardy and Crash in the ladder match, Daniel. That thing was scary, and I ended up climbing the darn thing, the thing to touch the rope at the top, and Jeff was literally trying to hold the ladder to keep the guys from knocking me down. But it's about the money at the end of it. Everyone wants the money. So
My only question is, why isn't this a 6-person ladder match? A 5-person ladder match just seems weird. That's my only thing.
Yeah, it's 4, but 6 is going to be off the hook.
Why do I feel like they're going to add one more person?
They should.
Somehow.
They should.
Yeah, like you said.
I don't know why.
We all seldom agree.
I swear, if Carmelo Hayes is not involved in anything, put him in that damn match. Because if they don't
he's on
follow up
SmackDown.
this whole, I know, but like if he's just gonna get screwed out of the U.S. title and not be put on the WrestleMania card, that's a travesty, right?
Yeah, that's. Let's talk about that because Sami Zayn won the U.S. title last week, and then Nick Aldis made the matchup between him and Triple H.
In the bottle, that's why.
Yeah, just see, it's like I know it's like we know what they're ultimately trying to do, but you didn't need to fucking take the title off of Melo to do that. You could have kept the title on Melo and still had that mindset. Still have the mindset of what they ultimately want. Ultimately, what they're gonna do is they're gonna have Trick beat Sami Zayn to trying to continue this story of Sami Zayn going crazy. Now imagine winning the U.S. title and losing it 2 weeks later. Story wise, that's really gonna make him
WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania, that's really gonna make him continue his downfall. Yeah. But you could have did that and kept the title on Melo.
Triple threat. This has to be a triple
I would have rather see the world title on Sammy, but that's me personally.
Well, that's all of us.
I'm a big Sammy
That's
supporter.
all of us. So
like
we've been clamoring for Sammy to pull the trigger. I was clamoring for Sammy. Like I said, they should have done it at Saudi.
I'm just gonna say now that I didn't like the whole putting the U.S. title now on thing. My whole thing about this whole thing I'm sorry to bring it back to the WWE Championship, but if you knew Randy Orton was going to be chaired heading into WrestleMania, why did you take the title off of Drew McIntyre? I don't get that. If you knew Randy Orton was going,
that, but that's okay.
Also, why give Drew the title in the first place then? It's like
there's two things. I'm sorry to backtrack. If we knew Randy Orton was going to be chaired, why didn't they turn him heel months ago? So when he comes into WrestleMania, we already know he's an established heel. He has the heat, XYZ. I don't know. I don't know. But the whole to get back to the original thing, to put the title on Sammy, I understand with him being in that picture and stuff like I don't think you should have took it off Melo, because you could have instantly did another 5-man, 6-man match at WrestleMania with those guys and had maybe that's how you get the belt on Trick. But
yeah.
I don't know.
I think personally, to preserve Carmelo, just because he has been putting in the work, you should have had Trick face Carmelo Hayes for the open challenge. Sammy go out and screw him,
Trick,
beat his ass, so that way you can just have that triple threat right there for Mania. I don't know if this is gonna be just a one-on-one with Sammy and Trick. If, like I said, if Carmelo Hayes loses the title and then it's just off the card completely, I think is that shows me that they just don't have any faith in
He
him.
won't be off the card completely. He'll be on the Andre Memorial Battle Royal.
Why would you bring that up?
Yeah, why would you bring that up? This is a
that
young and up and comer who's held down the United States title.
Hey man, who are they pushing right now? They're
go
pushing Oba, they're pushing Trick, and they're pushing Javon. Those are the guys they're pushing.
But
You
you
can't push
can push Carmelo too because he has that history with Trick. But again, sorry, real quick small tangent. They need to get rid of that damn Andre the Giant. It does nothing for no one since its inception, and it needs to go away. Or it needs to lead to
Lewis already
pick
gave
a mid-card title.
Lewis already gave a suggestion last year on what they should do to make it important. It's very simple. All you got to do is just put a stake on it and say the winner gets a U.S. title match or an IC title match, whatever they want. All you got to do is put a stake on it, and then it's valuable.
Title of their choosing.
Yeah, exactly. You put that stake on it, and then that battle royal means something. Then now I see 30 guys in the ring wrestling. It's like, okay, now I want to see who the next contender is. It's very easy to make that valuable.
Yeah.
You want to know what happened? The Money in the Bank match used to be at WrestleMania. Now it's its own pay-per-view. That's the issue.
Was it on WrestleMania? Wasn't only on Mania, twice?
No,
it was 21, 22, 23, 24.
25, and 26.
25, 26. So it was there for a while.
Yeah, it was there.
No. I was saying how many times was Money in the Bank at Mania?
Yeah, six times. Yeah, 6 times.
Yeah.
Oh, you said that. Oh, I thought you were saying 2025, 2026.
No.
No.
22.
Oh, that's what I'm like. What?
Six WrestleManias. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But no, I'm just confused. I'm just confused. This is the women's situation on the card in terms of Jade and the women's tag team division. This move with the SmackDown title moving, the booking for me, I'm just like, what are we doing in terms of
SmackDown is just all over the place. SmackDown is
outside on SmackDown outside, and it's funny because the U.S. Open Challenge has been the best thing about SmackDown for the past 3 months.
I gotta say this: Stephanie Stratton coming out looking only as she can look to lose her match was just unbelievable. To let a star like Stratton fall like that was just ridiculous to me.
The issue with her, they don't know what to do with her.
Kiana James?
She lost to Julia
for the U.S. title, or just match?
Just straight,
No, it was not
straight
title.
match.
Oh, okay. Oh, so obviously it's just to build.
Well, number one, Chelsea Green needs to get healthy. She's been funny on SmackDown.
Please.
I don't know how long a broken ankle takes to recover from. I hope she recovers fast. The fact that they're doing that to Tiffany Stratton and the way they're doing it, my thing is this. They have made Julia so cold that her getting a win over Tiffany Stratton, it's going to make more people upset, but not in a good way. It's not going to add to her. The way they pushed Kiana James, it's like, okay, now the clear matchup for me watching on TV week to week, it should be Tiffany Stratton versus Kiana James. That should be the matchup. But Kiana James is not established enough right now to just go after Tiffany Stratton. I don't know what
it probably should have been. Yeah, like you said, it should have been done from the beginning since she was in Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
But I have said this since the inception of anything. But I don't know if it's just the booking or it's just her style or her character or whatever.
It's all the booking.
Mm-hmm.
And she's so young.
First impressions mean a lot.
Yeah,
I get it, but it's like you literally have Stephanie and her, and just they're worlds apart, and it's the same kind of story. They're from another country, language, but skill is what has made people fall in love with them, and you did it perfectly with one, and you've fallen off the cliff with the other one. I just don't get it.
Remember how I said a long time ago when we were talking about, it was our first appearance on Wrestling Spotlight, and we were talking about Harley Cameron in AEW, and I said that her strengths her strengths are better suited for WWE because she's such a character. I think with Julia it's reversed. Her strengths would be for what AEW would be for, because AEW is all about where the best wrestle, and that's her strength, her in ring ability, which is what we've said countless times. She's working for a company which is more on the entertainment side, and now the fans aren't connecting with her as quickly. She literally is probably like one banger match away from the crowd getting behind her, but I don't think WWE is going to let her have that match.
I think it's too late.
And that's what sucks.
Maybe I need to see her old stuff, but I have not seen what makes her this big, like this hot commodity that she was coming out the gate. Because we waited for her forever, and they never brought her out, and then we got her. She lost the NXT World Title super fast, and then got brought up to the mid card, to the main card. It's been nothing. I still have yet to see. I have still yet to see what made her so big, because I haven't even
again another person that has been a casualty of booking. They're putting her on week to week, but they're not really doing anything with her. And in terms of like Chelsea Green, where every week she's on, she makes something happen. They're putting her in a position to do something. And then you look at Julia, they're putting with Kiana James. It looks like they're favoring Kiana James now. They're not really giving Julia that spotlight to show her character or anything. It's kind of just wet paint.
Doesn't even cut a promo.
doesn't even cut a promo. Doesn't add anything. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing. And then if you got to think about this, because it's like Tiffany Stratton
cut promos for you.
Tiffany Stratton was on WrestleMania facing Charlotte last year, and she's not even possibly not going to be on the card.
Crazy.
She was on the Vegas commercials. Again, this was I'm like, how do you have these people promoting this WrestleMania and then you're not even doing anything with it?
I don't know. I'm trying to see what's I guess they can do Tiffany Stratton versus Julia for the title. They have to have it on the. They have to have it on the card.
That's what it's gonna be.
And what gets me is supposedly they have a whiteboard in the main office. They got 15 guys at the table, 16. They got Triple H. I'm wondering what they're doing. I'm wondering if the guys are voting on the outcome of each match by a show of hands, or if Triple H is making all the final calls. I think it's that part has not been fully explained.
They got to be flipping a coin. They got to be flipping a coin at this point.
We could go there and do better. I mean,
I've said it countless times. The way we talk wrestling and the way we have logic, just give us a division, and we can turn it around. I don't get it.
Absolutely.
I know people get hurt. I know people are in and out. But the fact that this is the best you guys can come up with, it's pretty dreadful. And this is supposed to be a big WrestleMania. There's a whole bunch of stuff I'm pissed off because it's like they're doing it back in Vegas back to back. This is like the worst
card I can remember in a long time.
They're doing it back to back in Vegas, which was a misstep in first place.
Yeah.
It's like in the back of my head, I'm just thinking, are they just saving everything for Saudi Arabia next year?
And then I heard Saudi Arabia wasn't going to happen next year.
Yeah, they're saying now it's up in the air.
It's up in the air.
Why?
Because of all the stuff happening with Iran and the political stuff going on. Yeah, that might impact.
I think whether it's Crown Jewel or King of the there is an upcoming, like in a couple of months, there's going to be a Saudi event that now it's up in the air right now because of that. Yeah.
Woof.
It's getting rough, but no, I don't. Sonny, you wanted to talk about AEW. Slater.
I wanted to talk about AEW's Kevin Knight.
Kevin Knight, there we go. Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's really impressed me this week with this match against Okada. The man is new school, obviously, but somebody has trained him, Brian and Lewis, to be old school wrestling ability, because he does more old school move techniques in the ring than anybody I've seen in a while. And every time he lands on the ring, he makes it sound, and that's what the majors are looking for. Just real impressive. Saw a thing on X Day, probably April Fools after I figured it out. But anyway, they said Rhodes was leaving WWE. I don't think that's going to happen to Rhodes. He's the hottest thing going.
Yeah.
What I did want to bring up on Wrestling Spotlight, didn't get to last week, was because the time ran out. Daniel was, they got 10 people to tour Cody Rhodes' bus at $10,000 a pop.
Yeah, I did see this. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, I rode on the Lisa Marie with the King Elvis Presley 4 or 5 times when Mama was dating him. I didn't pay a dime to get on. I didn't pay a dime to get off. I am a big Rhodes fan, but I ain't parting with 10 grand to see nobody. I mean, if I can't beat you,
you don't want to see the inside of his bus for $10,000.
I think
$10,000, Lewis, just to walk through the man's bus. True story.
Hey, you get to talk to him too. He said he will give you WCW
my grandfather
facts.
met Loretta Lynn and her husband. Actually, my grandfather met Loretta Lynn's husband first at the Dorton Arena. They became friends. He introduced Mama and I to Loretta Lynn when she was doing the Coal Miner's Daughter tour. Got us on her bus, and we sat with her for nothing. For a couple of hours during intermission. And they treated us like family. And to pay these big guys big dollars to see what they have, even Cody Rhodes said that didn't make sense. I didn't pay any of these guys on my wall a dime to meet them. Yeah, and I'm not going to start now. I just refuse to part with that kind of money.
Cody.
I think they're trying. I think they're trying to make everything exclusive, which I get. It does happen. Cody Rhodes even said it was absurd that they were doing that.
He did.
He did. He came out and said that it's absurd. But I did think he also did say that he's going to try his best to make it the best time and really devote his time to those fans that actually did that. So, hopefully, go ahead, Brian.
They need to do. No, I just want to say as an aside, they really just need to do a feature on the people that actually pay that 10 grand to be on the list. Just do a feature and just feature those individuals, so that way we can just ask the question, why?
And Rawls coming to the body at some point for the center seat,
it was my dream,
on the back row of the ring where the stars will be coming down. Guess how much 2 seats are a piece? Just guess.
I'm gonna guess 4,000.
$7 for a back row seat. Not me. Y'all going to send me there with a pass around my neck. I'll get to get interviews backstage because I'm doing so many podcasts and people will hear me eventually. I ain't paying squat to beat nobody. I'm just not doing it. I'm as good as they are.
I don't know. To get to, I think I paid like $300 to get into NXT. But it's just like the prices are only going up. That's just the way they're doing these stadium shows for a reason. Yeah, it's just going up. It's just the way things are right now in anything sports related, with all the money going up and stuff like that. It's not. I know there's been the argument that it's not cost friendly to families and stuff like that, and I don't think, especially shows like WrestleMania, I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't.
No. Unless
you got a couple grand just laying around and can go to WrestleMania, that's it. But no.
It'll never be about the poor fan again. Never. It's just flipped now, and TKO is as disconnected from the wrestling fans and the wrestling community as they could have ever hoped to be. They just don't have a clue what the fans want to see.
That was originally what the WWE Network was, $10.99. you can just watch everything. If you couldn't get in, you can just watch it from home. But it sucks. But that will do it for this episode. We're going to be picking it up next week. We're going to find out the fallout of keep going on this road to WrestleMania. Hopefully they can continue to put some type of storylines to this and get better booking towards the show. Obviously, I think we're going to hear from Gunther and stuff like that, and hear from a bunch of people, hopefully get more developments and stuff like that. But yeah, we're going to just continue down this road to WrestleMania. Hopefully the booking gets better. Again, thank you, Sonny, for joining us here from Wrestling Spotlight. Thank you for joining us. We'll pick it back up next week. Always remember to kick out on 2. Until next time, guys.